9 degrees. Actually, we're down to 7 degrees right now. Record cold for April. I'm not sure if it's a record, but it feels that way. It's cold. Tanya J. Powers on the line right now from Fox News. Tanya, good morning.
Good morning.
And saw this train accident. A lot of questions right now about, especially the Northeast Corridor. How safe are we when we ride the train?
Well, that's a good question. That's something a lot of people want to know. When you take a look at the statistics, a total of 13 people died in Amtrak accidents in 2014. Now, there are a lot of numbers, that kind of thing. There were 78 accidents involving Amtrak trains in 2015. You're talking about different things, and some of them are still under investigation, by the way. The deadly accident that happened almost a year ago near Philadelphia that killed 8 people, we still don't have a conclusive report from the NTSB on the cause of that one.
When you ride a train, you're not wearing a seatbelt, you're up and about, you're walking about, maybe you're in the cabin where you're eating some food or getting a drink, and everything goes flying, and that's what we're seeing when even in this crash, just this past crash here.
It's true, and when you walk around in these trains, I mean, it looks really simple. You just get up and you walk around, but even the slightest little motion here or there will kind of make you lose your balance sometimes, and you have to grab a hold of the seat as you're walking in the aisles and that kind of thing. I can only imagine what it's like, when there's some major disruption, like hitting a backhoe on the tracks. I mean, thankfully, nobody on board was killed, but 2 people on the ground lost their lives.
Yeah, and so what do we know? As of last night, they were still saying they weren't sure whether this was human error or computer error. I thought there were things put in place that would automatically break if there was something on the tracks. What do we know this morning?
We know that the engineer did apply the emergency brakes 5 seconds before it hit the backhoe, but as you and I both well know, that it takes more than 5 seconds to stop a train. This one was going about 106 miles an hour, but the speed limit in that zone is 110, so it wasn't speeding. It wasn't like the case last year where it was going twice as fast as it should have been. They are supposed to talk to the work crews and interview them today, as a matter of fact. The NTSB is. They're now looking at videos. They say that videos did show construction equipment on the track. Contractors' equipment was on the adjacent track right before the crash. Something to note, though, there have been 3 workers, and this is according to a union that represents one of the backhoe operator. There's been a total of 3 workers killed on the job on Amtrak's Northeast Corridor since March the 1st. And March 15th is when Amtrak introduced a new set of safety protocols. They have a zero-tolerance policy with violations now. They are supposed to double-check assignments with a dispatcher to make sure they're not working on or near an active track. I mean, they've really tried to put some things in place to keep worker safety at a priority. And I think that's something to not lose sight of here.
Is there a chance that the backhoe might have been on the wrong track?
There is a chance. I think hopefully we'll find out more once they interview those work crews today and they can get some more information. But like I said, as you know, I mean, the NTSB likes to give NTSB information on their own time. So who knows when we'll find out more about them. All
right, Tanya, we appreciate it. Tanya J. Powers from Fox News. Thanks. There she goes. So this is, and if you saw any of the video of this thing, when the crash happened, you really don't see. I guess there was a video of the crash. I don't think
not that I have seen released, but there's
aftermath.
video.
The aftermath is just brutal. What happens inside the cabin, and how this, you see these trains. They don't look like they're built all that solid, and they really aren't. They just they just fold up, and everything inside goes flying, including the people here. It's really pretty scary. And there you are. You're sitting, and everything's looking just fine. No seatbelt, walking about the cabin, and something like this happens. You got to wonder, doing 106 miles an hour.
Well, and the other thing too is, and we can't lose sight of this, is the fact that in at least one of the accidents, someone was on the tracks. So you can't fault Amtrak for hitting someone who was lying down on the tracks.
Well, this one you have to wonder, though.
Right. This one you definitely, a backhoe was left on the tracks.
Well, they were on it.
Right.
I mean, they were currently active, and some think that maybe the backhoe shouldn't have been on that track. Zogby came out with a poll today. This is brand new. Zogby Analytics says the 2016 general election, if it was to happen today, according to Zogby, this would be as of March 21st through the 24th. They interviewed over 1,300 people throughout the United States, and it has Hillary Clinton beating Donald Trump 53 to 35%.
Oh, wow.
Asking respondents if the election for president were being held today and the Democratic nominee for president is Hillary Clinton, Republican nominee is Donald Trump, who would you vote for? And here are the breakdowns. 18 to 29-year-olds. So the younger you get, the more it's anti-Trump. 67.
Oh, really?
Yeah. 67-20. 18 to 24-year-olds, 73 to 16%. Hispanics, 66 to 20. African Americans, 89% to 4%. And those who earn $25,000 to $35,000 annually, 51% to 37%, which is surprising because earlier on they had said that Trump's big numbers were in that financial range. Donald Trump does better among white voters, although he still loses to Hillary Clinton, even among white voters, 45 to 43%, but that would be within the margin. And those who earn $35,000 to $50,000 is basically tied among the two candidates. Clinton also gets a majority of females, 52 to 34, and males, 53-36. Clinton also wins the all-important vote, 45 to 34%. Interesting. Now, if it's Clinton versus Cruz, overall, 52-36, Clinton. If it's Clinton versus Kasich, Hillary Clinton narrowly beats John Kasich 46 to 42% within the margin of error. Is that telling any surprise? Even with all the negatives Hillary has right now, it shows her winning. I mean, listen, we have a long ways to go, but if it were held today, according to the poll, and there's another poll out today that says the exact same thing.
Wow, that is huge. I can't believe she wins by that much. Yeah. Overall, she beats Trump by 18, which let's call it 20%. She beats Cruz by 16, but let's call it 15%, and then within the margin of error against Kasich.
Kasich is still showing up, and there's another poll out that says the same thing today. Still showing up as the only one that can beat Hillary Clinton.
Wow.
And Kasich would do much better in Wisconsin today. Everybody there seems to be thinking that Kasich would have been the candidate, but nobody wants to vote for him because they don't think it stops Donald Trump. So that whole anti-Trump movement, which, by the way, is all talk radio in Wisconsin, is that whole movement is saying don't vote for Kasich because he can't win. Otherwise, he might have done a little better today. Derek Bard coming up in a few minutes. He is the New Hartford golfer who is going to be golfing this week in the Masters. He and his brother. His brother is a senior at New Hartford High School. How about this for an amazing? And where does he go to college, Derek? He's at
University of Virginia.
Okay, all right, pretty wild. We're going to talk to Derek coming up from Augusta, Georgia. Pretty exciting. Mohawk Honda is the number one capital region, number one in central and upstate New York. Mohawk Honda is the Masters Circle Award winner for the second consecutive year, ranking 35th in the country out of 1,000 Honda dealerships. Now, since January 2014, Mohawk Honda has sold over 12,000 new and pre-owned vehicles. That's a big deal. Yes, Mohawk Honda has Gold Award-winning sales professionals. Yes, they have the best master service technicians and a new 24,000 square foot model state-of-the-art collision center to repair all your makes and models of vehicles, all brand new, whatever it is you're looking to have done. It's a brand new facility. And they have MXP, and that is where you can drive a newer vehicle for the same or lower payment. Mohawk Honda, their success is not taken for granted. It's all about their customer service before, during, and after the sale. They say a business can have all the amenities, offer all the best selection of the best savings, but Mohawk Honda has all of this, plus they take pride in treating every single customer like family. So stop into their showroom, Route 50 in Glenville, or shop online at 24/7 at MohawkHonda.com. Sunday, April 17th, they have a big event coming up a week from this Sunday, 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. Join Mohawk Honda for their 5th annual pet adoption event. Over 20 local rescues and animal shelters will be there. It's Pet Adoption Day, April 17th from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. at Mohawk Honda, where they go out of their way to please you each and every day. Christine with an update. Good morning.